Detective Comics 1008 harkens back to days before comics were written for trades, and readers could expect a fulfilling experience in a single comic book issue. So I was planning on Action Comics being my last comic review this week, but this latest issue is a mess, and I want to talk something a little bit more positive after my DC Comics video. Thankfully, this has been a great week for new comics between House of X, Curse of the White Knight, and Middle West, but the book that caught me by surprise is Detective Comics. Generally speaking, I like the series, but it's not one of my favorite titles right now. I've enjoyed Tomasi's run so far, but it hasn't really blown my hair back or anything yet. Issue 1008 is my personal favorite since Bryan Hill's On the Outside story arc that set up his Batman and the Outsiders series. There are a couple things that separate this issue from the rest of Tomasi's run so far. One, it's a one-shot, which I love. Two, it features the return of Joker to the pages of Detective Comics. And number three, Doug Mahnke is on the art. DC doesn't really promote Detective much at all, so these are three really great surprises. Before I get to the story and interior art, I gotta say I love this cover. It has an old school feel and tells you exactly what's inside, which is the main reason I think interior artists should be designing the main cover for comic books. Speaking of Doug Mahnke, let's start with the art, which is excellent. This is a really fun comic book to look at. Mahnke's Joker is unbalanced and interacts with the cast and the scenery much of the book. The lively and happy carnival setting is the perfect way to accentuate what a homicidal maniac Joker is. The backdrop allows Mahnke and his art team to fill it full of fantastic details. The color work by Dave Barron shines throughout. He keeps everything bright and playful without oversaturating the images. A growing industry trend as digital art becomes the standard. My one big complaint is that Joker looks a little bit too grotesque in two of the three close-up shots of the character. When Batman finally arrives to free the carnival goers, Doug Mahnke gives him an amazing entry. I love this shot of the Caped Crusader, hunched over, batarang in hand, ready to spring into action. His cape flowing around him gives the character a more vintage look that matches the tone of the story. I also like how Barron colors this image drearier and adds weathering to the backdrop. As a reader, you know immediately the mood changed. I'm very excited by Doug Mahnke's return to Detective Comics. I hope he sticks around for at least one or two more story arcs. I rate the art in Detective Comics 1008 4 out of 5. As good as the art is, Peter J. Tomasi's story is the star of the book in my opinion. Detective has a very old school feel this week that I find extremely refreshing. I enjoy longer stories, but think a great one-shot can be even better. Joker sends Bruce an invitation to the carnival he's taken hostage. All the customers and performers, including the Man-Beast Joker feeds, are outfitted with custom neckties. The Clown Prince of Crime has fun playing carny games, waiting for Batman's arrival. Eventually, Joker comes across a hot dog vendor who isn't playing along with the rest of his hostages. He offers to buy his family's hot dog cart with the fish he just won. Unamused, the vendor claims Joker can buy it over his dead body. In hindsight, probably a poor choice of words by the character. Joker clicks his master tie and we see the neckties are filled with poisonous gas. Joker moves on selling snacks from his newfound food cart as the vendor lay dead on the ground with a big Joker expression. I really appreciate this isn't an elaborate evil plan. It's nice seeing Joker being crazy, like taking over a carnival just to terrorize people and to mess with Batman. The Dark Knight arrives on scene and pierces Joker with his batarang at the ready. Joker isn't much bothered by this and appears happy to see his longtime nemesis. He even refers to Bats as his best buddy, knowing Batman's options are limited as long as the hostages are still in danger. Gotham City's finest talks a bit of smack and actually knocks one of the Joker's teeth out, but ultimately knows his hands are tied until he can identify a way to save the people. As much fun as the book is, I really like how Tomasi reinforces the stakes involved. A young boy named Max is scared and Joker intimidates him. Max asks Batman if his parents are going to be okay. Batman confronts the young man as Joker looms over trying to frighten him. Batman's physical presence even inspires Max to stand up to the Joker. It's a nice touch that provides readers a connection to one of the hostages, reminds them the lives of whole families are at stake, and makes Batman seem cool under pressure and powerful without detracting from Joker's menacing presence. Excellent storycraft from Tomasi in my opinion. Joker then leads Batman around the fairgrounds. toying with him as they partake in all the carnival fare. Bruce is, of course, a reluctant ride partner, taking information in while he awaits his opportunity to thwart Joker's plan. I appreciate how Batman is presented as disinterested until they're on the bumper cars. I thought that was a nice touch. Mahnke also places some fun Easter eggs in the book readers should be looking out for. What weakness does Batman discover? Does he take the Clown Prince of Crime down for good? I highly suggest everyone read this fantastic one-shot story and find out for yourselves. I rate the writing in Detective Comics 1008 4.5 out of 5. This is a fun, extremely enjoyable Batman comic. Maybe my favorite this year outside Scott Snyder's Last Night on Earth, which is better, but not nearly as fun as this one. Detective Comics 1008 harkens back to days before comics were written for trades and readers could expect a fulfilling experience in a single comic book issue. If you're a fan of older comic storytelling, you'll likely love this as well. Doug Mahnke's return to detective is a welcome sight. I hope Peter Tomasi writes more one-shot stories in the future because this is tremendous fun. I rate Detective Comics 1008 4.5 out of 5 overall. Thanks for joining me for this comic book review, and look for new content on the channel daily. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.